to evil and punishers of evil doers, not the good. We have a whole class of people who are trying to do right, working to the hours that they can work beyond the recognition. And I know because I'm one of them. We're going to parade some of them through this podcast, hopefully this year, and have interviews with some folks around. Some of them you probably heard of, some of them you probably never heard of. Some of them, you know, are just business guys out here, and some of them are working for somebody else. It doesn't matter what it is they're doing to generate their income. We're all out here in this thing together, trying to provide for our families and live with the pursuit of happiness, of whatever we have determined that happiness is, and live within the means of our private property that is being violated by leaps and bounds of our governmental people that we have put in place because they're after their own agendas. And we're going to talk about the realities of where we are in this society and the real people that are actually living in it, not these political figureheads that have been given talking points and things to say just to appease the people or to sway their opinions to whatever direction it is that they're going. And so here we are, January the 6th, 2022. They're making a big hurrah over one incident, and they're not even hardly speaking about anything that took place over the rest of our cities, the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of damage and businesses that have been tore up. I can tell you all kinds of stories, articles that I've read of business owners that have moved out of communities. They'll never return. We go back to Ferguson up here in Missouri where they tore that all up, and there was a store owner there. He closed up his store and left that town and never came back. So who suffered from all of that the most for the long term of all the activity that took place? Now that all the media people are gone, all the hype's gone, all the political badgering has been silenced, but yet guess what? That store owner is not in that community, and those people have to drive an extra however many miles to get the stuff that they would have got right down the street because he's gone, and they're still today paying the price for burning him out and stealing his stock out of his inventory, put him out of business. And the people in that community are still suffering today. I can tell you stories about cities that back in the 60s were burnt and looted and rioted, and to this day have not economically fully recovered to what they would have been had that not have taken place. So we need to grow up, America, face the facts of reality, stop killing, stealing, and destroying and doing the works of the Antichrist, and put the cliches that we've placed all over our billboards in force in our lives and be men and women of integrity, men and women of righteousness, men and women of backbone and ethics who stand up for truth, morality, and righteousness. Well, we're going to conclude that here, folks. This is your host, Ray Mayfield, on our present state versus history on Spreaker. I really appreciate you guys listening, and if you could, at whatever media base you're finding this on, go to the Spreaker platform and follow us on there. It would help us tremendously because it gathers up data, lets us know if people are listening and this is worthwhile. If you believe this is something we need to continue on and get this message out, help me out in that aspect. I'm having to delete episodes as we go right now. Because I'm trying to get a follower base, I guess, going large enough to make it justify the cost to increase the database. So if you want to continue to be able to go back in the archives and get some of these episodes, I guess, that we've put together, help me out by pushing that follow button or, making comments and let me know. And if there's a subject or something you'd like me to tear apart and bring it forth and see what kind of information we can drag out of the archives with, let me know. Message me on the Facebook page or what have you. I'm kind of new to all this and learning all the systems, so I appreciate your patience. But I'm going to try to get this all figured out and maybe someday get it to a video level. And like I said, we're looking forward to doing some interviews. I got a couple of guys I'm going to get in contact with here in the next week or so and try to set up interview times, and appreciate your time for listening. Until then, we'll meet you on the pod.